Hey everybody, I'm Grandpa. We're playing Valheim. Let's get started. We are ready to... Like I said, Conrad's ready to head into the mountains. Before he does, though, there's one more weapon that we want to craft. We looked at this a little bit earlier. So when we take our pickaxe to those chittens on that floating island, we got these chittens, and now we're going to see if we can't turn that into a weapon for us, and that is the abyssal harpoon, which will come handy for us in the mountains. Can we upgrade that? Nope. It must be max level already. So, we're all set there. We got about 5 minutes of food left. So, I should probably eat now because I'll forget later. But before we head up into the mountains proper. Alright, so we've got the mountain portal that'll take us to the tower. And that, for now, is where we're going to launch from. And then we've got the working portal that we carry with us. We've got that working portal with us. Wait. We're short 8. Why are we short 8 fine wood? Did that abyssal harpoon use fine wood? Yeah, used 8 fine wood. Okay. Glad that we checked that. That's why we need that. There we go. Now we're all set for the portal. Okay. So let's go see if we can find what adventure awaits us in the mountains. The first thing we want to do is find some silver and start mining that silver. Looks like, yeah, we put our boat in the pocket and took it back to base. So, what's the fastest route to the mountains? Right there, looks like. That might be a small one. If we need some copper, we've got some right here. I'm hoping we don't need any copper, but we might need something we forgot. Who knows? I wonder if this one's new or if we've seen all of these now. It's a long one. I think we've seen this one before, telling us all about the Grey Dwarfs. Nasty souls. I don't think I want to pick that up. Maybe just a little bit of wood. We'll take the wood and the resin. We got our 5 stone. We've got 18 resin. That's more than enough. I was going to mark this just in case we should need it, and we're hoping we don't, because I've really had enough mining copper for a long time. Alright, we're gonna start freezing. Let's go ahead and eat. And then let's put our potion right there. And as soon as we start freezing, we'll drink that potion. We're freezing. So now we've got 10 minutes and we're in a blizzard. We've got our wishbone on, so in case we see any treasure, buried treasure, mainly the buried silver. Can't see a thing about where we're going. The main predator up here, I want to say is the wolf, but really I think I run into more drakes than I do wolves. By the way, I'm hoping that my doctor visit today will help cut back on the coughing and sniffling that I've been doing. I apologize for that. Got some good drugs, at least I hope they're good drugs. That'll help in that area. I hear that wolf howling. That's only a good indication that we're going to find a wolf soon. I'm going to let him hit my shield, and then... And there's the drake. You notice that scream? They always get that right before the drake attacks. We've got 2 of them and a wolf. This could be bad because we're early in our... Yeah, that's really knocking us down cold-wise. And we want to switch to these fire arrows. Oh man, I'm taking it right on the chin with this. We've got to stop that. It's not hard to dodge them, but I'm just doing a bad job of it with being 2 of them at once. There we go. Three at once. That's why we're having such a hard time. And I think we're going to have our first death in the mountains here any second. We'll just try to keep this zigzag pattern up and taking them down with arrows. That other one, I'm having a hard time tracking him. Where did he go? But they always drop one of these. I know I say always, but I'm not sure if it's 100% of the time. They usually drop one of those freeze glands, and those will come in handy. We can make a great stamina food with those freeze glands. We can make freezing arrows with them. There's a number of different things that those freeze glands can be used for. Alright, let's switch back to our... Oh, and they're protecting this. This is what we need to summon the boss. These are... And that... that's the primary 2 dangers for the mountains. Is the drakes. Well, let's mark this on our map so in case we need one in this area, we know where it is. But they weigh a ton. No room in inventory. Yeah, I'm not going to throw anything down to grab that. I'm going to put that up there for now. It looks like this is the extent of our first mountain. Not real big. So, regular daytime encounters, we've seen 2 of the 3. And then the third one is the troll of the mountains that we'll run into a little later, I imagine. This must be close to straight down, because you can see on the mini-map, we're about out of space. But there's more mountains off in that direction. That being north of us. And let's go all the way west and see what we see in that direction. But I'm glad that we got the 3 wolf pelts that we got. Where is he? When they pause to turn or when they pause to attack is the best time to hit them with an arrow, in my opinion. And then you always have to go chase your loot down the mountain. Oh, and we want that. That's a requirement for one of the pieces of armor. So I'd rather not have the torch of everything that I have in my inventory. So a lot of these steep hills, running and jumping is about the only way up. And then sometimes you'll run out of stamina on a really steep cliff, in which case you want to get your hoe out and just put a little notch in the hillside so that you can stand on it and not slide all the way back down. There we go. Gonna need lots of these pelts. They're a critical item for the armor of this, for this biome's armor. Another one? Man. Pretty rich. And then the wolf meat is something that we will have new food recipes for. Getting on to mid-afternoon. It feels later than that. There's another wolf down here. Oh no, that's a deer. I don't care about a deer. You notice we haven't seen, there's some certain rocks that we won't see until we reach a certain elevation. And once we see those rocks, which those are obsidian stones, and they jut out of the top or side of a mountain landscape, and that lets you know when you've reached the level of elevation where you can find silver. So far we haven't seen any obsidian, which is a good indication that we aren't going to find any silver. And I'm just going back and forth in kind of a zigzag pattern across this mountain in order to find, have our wishbone pick up a signal for some buried treasure or silver. You see how steep that hillside is? That's going to be where we're going to want to use our hoe. We're freezing again. Let's drink another potion, and let's be sure and make potions when we get home tonight, because I think we'll have enough for one more day. And I'm on the Q instead of the W again. I hear a drake in the distance. I don't see him though. Yeah, it's about time to, there we got one way up there. Amazing how far your arrows will travel. I think he's out of range though. One more shot. Oh, he's moving on me. I won't hit him while he's moving, I'm sure. There we go. Right there. Nope. A little too wide. Ah. Just about landed on us. Oh, and another Drake trophy. So the Drake trophy, we need that to craft our helm for this biome. Alright. Let's put down a workbench and a portal. I like to set it flat against the hillside, and I really hate to do it while I have 7 minutes left on. I look for these little patches of snow along here, or one of these rocks, as a place to rest and get my stamina back. Because this is just run and jump and run and jump and run and jump. And now that we're not rested, it's taking longer to get our stamina back. I can hear a wolf way off in the distance, so I'm expecting a wolf attack. There he is. Here he comes. Kind of walked towards that one because I was afraid he might knock me down the hillside. Okay. This is the obsidian that I was talking about. And there's our first sign that we're near. We don't have an inventory slot to pick up obsidian. And it's not hard to find once you get into the elevation. Let's see if we can locate that silver. I'd say it's right in this area. Alright, we're gonna try to put up a... No, that's not the hammer now. That's, we switch that to the... Gonna try to put up a crafting table and get home and rest. Get our rested buff. Just gotta find us flat spot. He's not attacking us. Who's he fighting? The drakes have a... will fight the golem that we find up here. Stone golem. And he's kind of the troll for this... I thought I just put the hammer there. So there might be a golem nearby. We don't want to get his attention. There it is. So we'll look at mining for silver as soon as we get back here in the morning. That was unexpected. There are Drugar occasionally in the mountains, usually not that often. So that's a rarity, but it's not unheard of. Let's get this in place and let's get out of here. Hopefully we don't have any problem with that overnight. So let's craft some more frost resist potions. I think we're gonna need some coal for that, which I don't know if we brought that back. Yeah, we did, but we need 10. So we've got a new belt. And we've got a new type of meat. And we've got 2 new drops. We don't need 18, but we do need 2 or 3. We'll take 4. That'll work. Okay. Wish I knew what was fighting out there. Anyway, it's not really important to us. If I'm right, if I remember right, we need... It was poison that took 10 coal. Frost, we just need eyes, blood bag, thistle, and honey. Blood bag. Thistle, we need thistle. I know we got overflow thistle, so... There we go. And honey. Got plenty of honey if we just go outside and get some more. And we need some eyes. Got plenty of those. Let's probably overkill, but let's craft 2. And that takes a day or 2, so hopefully we have enough to get us through. So we should grab 2 more, just in case. We didn't use 2 full ones this last time. So I think we'll have enough. But I think we're gonna need a new chest. Because we're running out of room. Bet you I can't get a chest on top of there, especially since I don't have enough wood. Not there. Not there. That's just fine wood. That's all fine wood. Didn't think we'd be short on wood. I think we have some at the swamp. There we go. Can we get 2 of them back? Don't have any place to put it down though. That's pretty funny. Maybe we'll get close enough if we need it. Now, more than likely we're gonna have to. Oh, look at that! Oh, we're so close. Stick some of this stuff in there. Let's take 10. These are trophies and should go with our trophies, but I'm gonna leave them over here because we're gonna need some to craft, and we need honey. Yeah, I'm missing a bunch. We'll get it. Because I knew I was going to have to take another turn around here and jump for these. Not having much luck. Got one here. Almost. Come on, there's one. Got one over here. And I think we got it all. Well, I'd like that if it was a little bit shorter. I'm not sure how I could get it half that high. Not half, 3/4. Well, yeah, I think I know how to get it 3/4. We do 3 of the short ones instead of 4. Maybe I'll rebuild that. Maybe not today. Okay. Go ahead and put the eyes in here. And I want fire arrows for the drakes, so I think I'll put these back here. Use some of that 50 wood that we just got. And a stack of resin. And let's make some more fire arrows. Because they're the most effective against the drakes. They're weak to fire, and it puts the fire dot on them. I'll go ahead and do the extra. Didn't want 2 stacks, but we're going to use so many arrows. Not much of a concern. Got that a little crooked, but I'm not going to redo it right now. What'd we say? 5, 10, something like that. We'll take that 28 wood. Now let's drop it by 18. I want 10. 11's close enough. Alright. We should eat. And we're okay on food. Boy, we go through that. Oh, must be morning. We didn't change this back. We really are going through this stew fast. That black stew. That doesn't sound like what it's called, but yeah. Okay. I don't know about you, but that sound will drive me crazy. So, you can do one of two things. Once you hit the buried treasure with the pickaxe, it'll stop. But I'm gonna just turn it off for now. That noise will get everybody's attention. There we go. There's a silver vein. I hate getting attacked in these holes because there's nowhere to run. Oh. In this case, well, I was going to say in this case we're shielded, but we forgot to drink our antifreeze, and so I think combined with the Drake attack and freezing, we were losing hit points too fast. And I don't know, the wolf may have got us too. Let's do this. Let's drink one of these to start with. We'll see if we can jump in the hole and keep from dying. It's going to be real hard. That might have been stupid. Because of that Drake. Okay, gotta eat. And we died. So we wasted a potion and we wasted that food. Alright, that's not going to work. We're going to have our health full so that we can take a couple of hits. Alright, backup food. That's not terrible. A little lower on stamina than what we're used to, but it'll work. Let's go ahead and take half of these with us. We'll probably end up drinking one right away. And let's grab our best troll armor. Better than nothing. I have no idea what a shield will do for us. And we're going to have to grab the bow off of our corpse and the arrows. So we should do a little better. Now we'll drink one of these. I hate the fact that I wasted that. Want to keep moving. There's one. It's okay, yeah. That one's close, but it's gonna take... Nope. Wasted an arrow. No big deal. I'll take an arrow. Waste any day. Golly, we filled our inventory already. Alright, let's go ahead and put on the good stuff. The helm. Good weapon, good shield. This shield and that shield, that's a toss-up. That's personal preference. That cape. And we'll take some stuff back. But we stopped the constant chain dying. Well, that was exciting. Okay. I think that came from right here. Now, we could have taken a spare bow, but I just didn't see that we needed it. Alright, that's good. We don't need that. Let's put the hood here, and the shield. Got our 5 stone. Want to keep that 11 wood. Let's move this somewhere where it's not going to get involved in our drop mini. I don't know if I have an empty spot. Oh, here we go. We'll put this in here. Because I really like the, and I've got a bad habit of that place stack button. It's just one of my favorites. So I don't have to do each thing individually. Now, there we go. Alright, let's continue. So we're going to find that this is a, oh, I guess you'd call it a Y-shaped vein. There's 3 main pieces to silver vein. And we're right on the center, right here, it looks like. We could go around this rock, but I want to see if I can dig underneath the silver vein. Given the way this hill goes up, we'll be hard-pressed to even get to the end of this one. But in the mountains especially, we'll find that this noise of mining draws lots of company. Looks like we reached the bottom. And I don't think we're going to get to the end. We should probably just go ahead and carve out a little spot here. You can see how that silver vein branches in 2 directions right there. I just want a little space to set down a fire. That way we can get our rested bonus. We can duck under here for shelter and get a rested bonus. Yeah, we're not going to reach the end point on this vein because of the slope of the mountain. We can't get that last piece. However, if you can get the entire silver vein uncovered, there's times you can get the whole thing to shatter in one final blow, rather than having to mine each piece of the silver vein. But the slope of the mountain is just killing us this time. I think we got another drake nearby. Yep. Shielded by the silver vein. We can also hear that nearby. Nearby wolf. Oh, drop in here. Get ready for that wolf. Wonder where he is. Plenty of drakes nearby. And wolves. Oh, they broke the portal. We want to get that back up. Don't want to be without it. Where is he? Come on into sight. There we go. Got one on the turn. Come on in here. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, it's going to be hard to make any progress if we keep getting interrupted non-stop. Oh, come on. Probably could have used a stamina potion too. Looks like we're gonna mine right underneath the there might be two silver veins right here together. I think there are. Which for our first silver vein, having doubled up like this is it's gonna be nice. Partially buried in rock though, that's not nice. We need a drink potion. Bet I might as well grab those entrails. Just sitting there. Oh look, that silver was actually sticking out here on the side of the mountain. I didn't notice it. So if you decide to come to the mountains early and you can find one of those, you don't need the wishbone. But those are not easy to find. Oh, I don't want to dig underneath it. No, I didn't mean I don't want to. Okay. Hi there. Come on back. We'll play. Been expecting him, but he still scared the crap out of me. So it's not going to be too long, and we're going to need to get the laundromat and bring it over. By that I mean the kiln and the smelter. And the fact that I can't remember the names is why I call it the laundromat. Stupid, I know, but I'm Grandpa. I get to be stupid. Go further that way. I don't want to. Can we get a little deeper? No. I don't want to mine the silver itself yet. I want to uncover as much of it as I can. And then we've got the two veins there merging together. That is bizarre. Never seen it. Not where they're actually on top of each other. I have seen two close by before. A little more. I think it's all uncovered, but I want to make sure. We should be able to get deeper right here. I'm not sure why we can't. I guess we're the maximum depth. This is uncovered, so hopefully the game will recognize that. Alright, we're gonna have to move this baby downstairs. So now we're in a little bit of a high risk. Why won't you pick that up? I'm at weight, I suppose. Let's dump this 50 rocks. We don't need that. And let's make a place down here that we can put this. It's less likely to get broken. There we go. And we broke our pick. We left 5 minutes of potion. It's almost nighttime. So, right now especially, why we're a little weak. Young, small, early in the zone. Nighttime will be kind of tough. We get two-star wolves. They hit pretty hard, and I don't think we're quite ready for that. We could. I mean, if they don't catch you off guard, and you're all prepared when they hit you, and all of that, you can probably take one down. But if one catches you by surprise, it's pretty easy to fall. So we're not going to hang out tonight. That's that. And that's all I got to say about that. Just be being chicken, I guess. You can be as brave as you want to be. For me, I die from stupidity enough as it is. I don't need to add to it. We got 3.5 more minutes. So once we've outlined all the silver in the vein, then we'll look at mining the silver proper. This silver's going to be stuck in the mountainside though. Because the slope of the mountain is going to keep us from getting all of it. I don't think I'm going to mess with him. It's unlikely that he can even hit us with all the cover we have. They will eventually come right down in here to get to you. And that's okay with me. If he comes in here, I know how to find him and take him out. 2.5 more minutes roughly on our freeze potion. Or antifreeze, as the case might be. I hate mining through rock. Digging through rock takes too long. Okay, now we're hitting the silver vein. I don't know. No, that was the rock. We're still chipping the rock off the bottom. Yeah. I should be careful. See, now he's right down here with us. Where'd he go? There he is. Oh, I almost had him. Easier for me to shoot out than it is for him to bomb in. Missed him. I say that. It's hard to get an arrow, right angle on the arrow for this. Alright, come here. I missed that one, but I'll get him this time. Oh, I said that, and he's going to use up all my stamina. Alright, let's get our stamina back. Where'd you go? Alright, time to renew our potion. That's a 6. Let's get this. That's the Q, not the W. Do that way too often. And not again. Holy cow. I think we might have turned the, I mean, this is a joke. I think we might have turned up the spawn rate on this world. The swamp area that we've made our camp in at a really fast spawn rate. And I can't believe how fast these drakes are spawning. Want to uncover this end of this silver mine right here. I think we're almost there. Let's get some stamina back. Okay, so maybe we can go a little further in this direction. Okay, we've almost uncovered this whole... I think we're clear. Yeah. So this end is clear. There's 3 ends. This end we can't get clear. We've gone as deep as we can right here. And then the 3rd end, these are both clear. So we can start in. Let's do this one first, because that one is protecting our... There you go, and the whole thing breaks. That's ideal. Alright, so we're gonna need a place to put this silver. I kinda like this area right over here, just because I do. It's protected from the elements. Let's go to our hammer and to furniture, and we need some wood. Oh, come on. I got 9 pieces, I need 10. And not a tree in sight. We're not carrying any silver. I'm going to keep those rocks in my inventory, or I'll pick up a piece of silver and won't be able to teleport. But that's the reason why we dig out the whole thing and get it completely uncovered, is that hopefully it all breaks in 1 or 2 blows and everything is hunky-dory. Alright, we don't need a lot. Let's grab 5. And we're carrying too much. It's a long way out to that corner. There we go. Now we're not carrying too much. We'll dry off real quick. That's the nice thing about the mountains is you typically don't get wet. And the snowstorm doesn't get you wet. And this is a snowstorm in the mountains. It's a rainstorm here, snowstorm there. And we only got a few minutes of daylight left. We'll bug out of here. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and get this furniture chest. And that's not where we were putting it. We're putting it back here. Picked up that silver ore. That's what we want. Come on. There we go. We're going to pick up a lot of both. So for now, let's just clean up the mess and sort it out later. You coming our way or just screaming? This is going to be an amazingly good silver run since we got two veins here right in a row. Alright, let's get rid of some of these stones. Otherwise our chest is just going to fill up. There's something else around here besides us that makes those drakes all excited. And I'm hoping we don't run into it, because they're a pain in the butt. Alright. Doesn't look like any rolled away from us. And so for the first vein, we've got 80 silver. That's not terrible. Let's go ahead and just make these into stacks. And it's close enough now to nightfall, and we've got 50 seconds left on our resistance, so let's head out. How are we doing on food? I thought it looked like we were okay. 8 minutes left on our... What is that called? Black soup. But it's really more of a stew, isn't it? It's turnips and the blood bag, right? Black soup. Turnips, honey. Okay, you call it soup. I think it sounds like a stew to me, but... Let's do some quick repairs and we'll head back. And that next vein, I'll bet you, is a little harder to break up because some of it is still attached to the ground. And we just can't get it loose because it's so close. On the other hand, that first one was attached to the silver, so who knows? never sure of anything in Valheim. Where's the easiest way to get up there? You're freezing. Well, that's because it's cold. Let's try this. Oh, I almost made it. And almost missed. Alright, let's try that again. I don't see that drake or the wolf, but they'll probably show up anyway. See, that's what usually happens when some of it's still touching. It breaks up and you have to do the whole thing in pieces. I want the bow, not my pick. He knocked me down. Come on back. I got your number. I expect the wolf to show up any minute. Another one? We'll probably have to end up building scaffolding to get all of this. Let's reverse it here. Okay. So the trophies, both the wolf trophy and the drake trophy are used for making our armor. So we're going to want one of those, and the wolf head trophy. My last playthrough, that one was really hard to come up with. I don't know why. But I spent a while searching for it. Really hoping that this medicine will help me get over this cold. It's been nasty. I guess it's not just a cold, I think it's a sinus infection. That's neither here nor there. I'm just hoping that I can get back to my usual health. Because I'm a real wimp about being sick. And this has gone on for far too long. I think I first started feeling bad before Christmas. See, now we can barely reach it. No, we can't reach it. I think we broke up some of those old stacks. But let's just put them back. Only thing is if a wolf would catch us while we're overweight. It could take a minute. Could take us down. And if we don't eat, that could take us down. So let's do that. We need a little black suit. As long as we're thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and hit that. We got 3.5, almost 4 minutes. Boy, that wolf is close. I really don't want to have to use scaffolding. That's better. Let's try this. Where is he? Did we get... Yeah, I thought it was going to leave that behind. Oh well. That's what happens. All in all, we got a great first run for silver. We're gonna have a hard time getting this down the mountain. That's the one thing about the mountains. Let's see, where are we? We died here a few times, didn't we? So there's where we first docked. Here's where we are. We would gonna have to go all the way through the mountains with all that ore down here. Or we find some way to bring the laundromat up here, and we just make a base up here and take care of it up here. Which the laundromat is only, when it comes down to it, it's only 10 Surtling cores. So we can grab 10 cores back at base, bring them up here. We got plenty of rock. We could smelt it right here, but then we need a forge to turn it into something. So we still have to bring a forge up here and all the upgrades. And most of that is made out of copper and iron. Alright, let's build our scaffolding. And it looks like it's getting kind of late in the day. Maybe we can get our... It'd be nice if all of that just broke, but it doesn't look like it's going to. Let's just keep it simple and small. Looks like we're going to start losing health. Keep an eye on the health and trying to break the last of this up before it's not going to happen. I don't want to start another potion right at the moment. We don't have wood to go further. Alright. Gonna grab the portal back home. And we'll finish this tomorrow. Because it would just be a waste to drink another potion right now, when we only have about 2 minutes worth of work. And we gotta come back for wood anyway. Not that wood. Let's take 10 more. It's a trade-off between how much weight allowance we want. How much we can do without the stuff we're carrying. Alright, that's all done. That's a few more than we want to take with us, so let's put some back. And we'll take 3 with us. We're using 2 a day at the most. So if we were going to go up there, we would need a workbench. That's only 10 wood, that's 10 flint. We can take that through the portal. We can take all that through the portal. There's 3 bronze that we can't take through the portal. We don't need a stone cutter. There's 6 copper, so 3 bronze, 6 copper. 3 chains, 4 chains will go through the portal. And that, we haven't needed that level yet. Okay, that's bronze, so that's 5 bronze, 6 copper. 20 iron, and then 10 more copper. 16 copper. It's going to be at least 2, maybe 3 trips of carrying stuff to bring the upgrades. Or we put them all on the boat and we bring the ore down the mountain. However, the distance that we've got to bring that ore down the mountain and through the Black Forest, that's very time consuming. We didn't mark where we are. Should have done that. Because if our portal got destroyed, we're hard pressed to get back to where we were. We'd have to hunt for it, that is. So let's do that first thing. Let's mark that portal. Since we're standing next to the fire, we're not freezing. Feels like nighttime. And I can't stand standing that close to the portal. I can't hear anything coming. But let's go ahead and drink. Looks like we're good on food. Let's mark the map. And we'll put our portal there so we know where we are. Just in case. And then we needed just a little more scaffolding. Don't know if this piece will take another piece. We better repair it too. So when you're standing there with a pickaxe and mining over the top of it, you usually end up driving through and destroying the floorboard below you also. Alright. That was worth the effort, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. I'm not even sure we got one piece of silver out of that. So I guess we're going to take this stuff down the mountain. Which means we're going to come back and try to cart this out. And the direction that we want to cart it out is that way, which is uphill. Just this portion right here, getting that out isn't going to be easy. I'm curious. I want to look around just a little to see what's up above us. And why are we getting so many drakes? There must be an egg or something close by. I'll get you on the way back. There's another one. So we've got a tower ready to fall down the mountain over there. Don't really see an egg nearby. But boy, we're getting a lot of drakes. Anyway, let's go check out the tower. Oh, it's got a visager or whatever that thing is called in it. So we can find motor. Hi? I heard you. Come on up. Come over this way a little bit. I don't want to chase you down the mountain. Alright, where is Motor? Motor is the boss of this level. No treasure chest, but there we go. There's Motor, which I'm guessing is on the island we're on. There's a chance that's across the water, but it's still close. I'm hoping that means this is mountains between here and there, and we're all set. That's really lucky. We didn't spend too much time searching through the mountains. And I can't believe this guy hadn't fallen down the hill yet. Holy cow. That little flat platform down there. So one of the things that we'll look for is frozen caverns. I think they're called something like that. And you can usually identify them because there'll be a flat platform that sticks out. And then there'll be like a wolf head rock like that one right there hanging over the top of it. That one right there looks like a good possibility, except for there's nothing topping it. That one looks like a possibility, but there's not a flat platform under it. So just glancing across this mountainside, I don't see any caverns. Maybe that down there, but I don't think so. Okay, straight below us. That's the most likely spot. The easiest for us to get to with our ore. That's a lot of ore for us to carry in trips where we can't even carry a full stack at one time. So we got to get the ore all the way up this mountain and then down the other side. Oh, there, that kind of wolf head shape right there. I don't know if you can see that I'm pointing to. But that's the kind of shape that you see near one of the frozen caverns that are the dungeon crawl for the mountains. And in there we'll find a few different creatures than what we see out here. Can't see one yet from here. At least not from this angle. I love the views. I think what they've done with their, they're not exactly high-res graphics, and how they have managed to make everything look so good without being the heavy graphics, I think is pretty amazing. Now, if we were to go this way, what do we have to do to get out? We would have to go. We got an easy trip down to the Black Forest, but then we've got to trek all the way around and down. I don't see an easy way to get this out of the mountains. Wish there was an easy way, but probably what we'll do is make trips from our chest up to our cart, and then we'll cart it down the mountain. Let's see something. What if we went like partially around? So we bring it around this point when we're down there, and then we could go across that flatter area of the mountain and down into the Black Forest. I kind of like that. It's going to be a lot of work no matter what. There's just no easy way. Well, the easy way is if we change the world settings and allow us to, oh, that hurt. Allow us to use the port, but we're not going to do that because on this playthrough we're going to stick to the requirement And we're almost out of freeze potion. We're almost out of antifreeze. 4, 5. That's 150, 164 silver. That is a great start. Now, we're not freezing because... Why are we not freezing? Our fire went out. No, now we're freezing. Okay. No, we're not freezing. How much time we got? Half a day. Yeah, let's make use of it. So, stop freezing, because we're losing health, and now we got 20 minutes. When we get back, we're gonna... I cannot believe how fast we go through black soup. I think maybe I'll save the black soup for something else, but that is just, that's too fast. All right. If we were gonna cart from here, we build our cart right here and we start hauling stuff out. We need a pretty flat surface to get out. Or that cart will get hung up. So just trying to plan a path around to the other side of the mountain so we can head down. That is 2 uphill, so we'll have to see what we can do. Ideally, we just carve a path out. across the mountain. It's really hard to go uphill in the cart. So I don't know if we could make it up this hill. Especially not this corner right here. It might make sense to get the cart first and take the cart with us. Oh yes, we definitely want to eat. Just about out of range of the workbench, and then it'll get real interesting. Oh, it's the opposite of what I wanted. That's a steep one right there. We don't want it that steep. What if we drop it down this hill right here? And then we pick it up from there on that side. I think that might work. Let's go get the cart and see what kind of shape we're in. So I think the cart is 10 brass nails and some wood. 20 wood. Let's grab some more of that wood that we set aside. Hope we're not overweight yet. Okay, we need an alternative protein source. Let's go back to deer stew. I think we still have. I think we still have plenty of deer meat. There's our overflow. That's not meat. That's not meat. That's not meat. So we don't have plenty of deer meat. We got plenty of sausages, and we're counting on that. And none of that's meat. we're gonna try deer stew. We need blueberries and carrots. We've got blueberries and carrots, that's for sure. Oh, we need cooked meat. So, usually I end up falling back to just one fire to conserve the amount of wood that I have to chop. Oh, we cooked the wolf meat. Didn't want to do that. That's a shame. Kind of wasted it. So cooked wolf meat, that's 45, same as deer stew. However, if we would make the upgrade to our cooking station, which I think we might not be able to do yet. Yeah, we need that 5 iron. We'll get the food prep table, and then we'll get some more. We got the spice rack. Yeah, we need the food prep table, and then we'll get some more recipes. And the food prep table, we might have to move the bed a little further away. We could put the, well, we might be able to put the food prep table right here and bring it out long ways. Anyway, that's, we got deer meat now, deer stew now. And we'll use that instead of the black soup. I don't want to just burn through all of those blood bags. The other advantage is that's 25 minutes, just like our sausages and our turnip stew. Let's make some more turnip stew while we're here. Turnips and boar meat. Oh, we can put away the carrots and the blueberries. turnips. Did we leave any out here? Those are for planting, so no, we didn't. So we need to plant in the morning. Alright, well, we've got our first silver mine. We're headed down the mountain. I think next go round we want to look at. Gonna give it some thought, but we want to get that ore down the mountain. I want to see if that tower is the right spot for us to set up a base. Don't have anything better yet, so it's the first priority. The highest likely location is what I mean. Anyway, until next time, we're going to wrap this one up here. I'm Grandpa Bud. We're playing Valheim, and thank you for joining us. We do appreciate your company. Bye all.